Hi there, Iceharper777 bringing you a quick analysis of the Caspian border trailer from Battlefield 3. This is an overhead shot of the map here before we get to the footage. If you look at closely at the right side of the map, you'll see an A-10 outlined of the US base. Based on calculations of the wingspan, we can see the map is roughly 1.73 kilometers by 1.13 kilometers. The playable map will be a little bit smaller than that, obviously, but enough math. Let's get into the analysis here. So I'll be honest, I was a little more excited for Modern Warfare 3 until I saw this video. I mean, I'm a huge Battlefield fan at heart, but this really turned me on to the Battlefield scene. I mean, this is what Battlefield should be. The alpha maps I was seeing were just really small and confined. It looked like Call of Duty. I was like, what is this? Don't ruin Battlefield 3, please, DICE. But then I saw this huge open map, and I'm like, praise God, this is going to be awesome. And then I saw all the vehicles, and I'm like, this is going to be the best game ever. So I'm like super excited for it. So I decided to do a trailer just for the fun of it, or trailer analysis. So here you go. So DICE opens up with an impressive panoramic view of the map, just an enormous map, and you get to see the lighting effects they've implemented. They're saying, oh, real quick here, the Javelin is in the top right corner. We saw that. That will be making an appearance. It's an anti-tank weapon. But yeah, 64 player on the PC, 24 player on the console, so kind of disappointing for the console side. And they said the maps are going to be a little bit slimmed down, I guess, for the console people, which is no big deal. Right here we'll see knifing animation from behind. When you come up behind, he grabs his dog tags off his neck as he's pulling him away, which is pretty awesome. Because in Battlefield, you get the person's dog tags when you knife them. Dog tags will be customizable as well, so I'm very excited for that. 2-hit kill from the front though, which is kind of disappointing, but what are you gonna do? We just saw some jet gameplay there. From what I can tell, it's an F-18 Super Hornet and an Su-27 flanker or an Su-35 flanker, some kind of offshoot of that probably. So you'll also notice it says actual gameplay footage based on alpha software. So this is only alpha stuff we're looking at. It's pretty impressive. So here's some exciting Jeep footage. Yeah, DICE knows just what we want. I noticed there's 5 flags in Conquest. Looks like the tickets start at 300 and go down. There's also kind of a heartbeat monitor on the right side. I'm guessing that's your personal health. They probably just put an animation there. I don't know if the heartbeat actually moves, but interesting. So here it looks like we're in a T90 tank, heavy 120mm tank. I noticed it says, looks like it has 3 spots. You see a bullet on the bottom right of your screen, and then like a dot. So it looks like there's a passenger seat. Also, it shows your speed, which is kind of interesting, 58 kilometers per hour, and then it shows your heading information. And we also see AP shell for armor piercing. Look closely at the right side of the screen right now. You see what looks like a cluster bomb going off. That might be confirmation of bombs in the jets. We don't know. We'll take a close look at the heads-up display. We've got gun mode was selected, which is, and it's ready right now, so that's what you're actively using. So that leads me to believe that there's multiple selections for weapons. You can cycle through like missiles, guns, and stuff like that. Also, you see M206 ready, which is, M206 is a flare, basically like countermeasure system, so that will deploy flares, like infrared flares, which we'll see later on. And also, going head on here with gun on gun, you don't really see any missile to missile action, so you'll see right here as he's aiming down there with he's got a laser on his gun for one, so I mean there's like attachments. If you look real closely, you can see like a bright light down there. I think that's a sniper scope reflecting, maybe, if that's like a balance thing, or maybe it's like a flashlight. I have no idea. But this is slowed down, so maybe it's like a glint. But here's a Havoc. It looks like the Mi-28 Havoc. Seeing the kill feed, it pops up. He just got a couple kills with that. Looks like we're on foot again here. Flag A being the gas station, so looks like this is going to be a heavy choke point for a lot of action. We'll cut to the Havoc here in just a second. Looks like this guy's about to get lit up by the Havoc. You see the ground shaking and tearing up. That's pretty awesome. Here it looks like an infrared gunner seat. You can see the box, like the rectangle in the middle of the bottom of the screen. It looks like a kind of a reference view for the pilot to see which way the gunner's looking. That's my guess of what that is. It looks like the Havoc's weapon is also fully automatic. Back in the jet now, if you notice, it says heat seek on the bottom of the heads-up display. Shoots 2 missiles, so he's shooting 2 heat-seeking missiles. We see that on the bottom right, it says it's reloading the missiles now. We only had 2. We don't know if that's 2 to begin with, or if that's just what he had at the present time. So, and now on the bottom left of your screen, it looks like there's a mobile anti-aircraft vehicle firing the planes overhead. So back in the jets, we see more just gun-on-gun gameplay. I don't see a lot of planes shooting missiles at each other, which is kind of interesting. It's not really a big problem for me. I'd rather it be like, 1943, where you can shoot on each other. Looks like you can look around outside and look around the cockpit, which is kind of cool. And you saw some flares being deployed there, and then also you see pretty heavy gunfire coming from the ground, anti-aircraft fire. And this guy's going fully inverted with the roll. So a lot of people were saying the jets look super slow, but I mean, if you think about it, the maps are that small. A jet in real life, like those flankers can hit Mach 2 easily. They would cross that map in like the blink of an eye. Looks like a mounted tow missile here. The guy's aiming at the tank to shoot him, so I mean that's nothing new, but just kind of confirmed it. But yeah, like I said, I mean, we've got a wide variety of vehicles. I think the jets will be a lot of fun. I just hope people don't sit around the, the airport and camp for them all the time. It'd be kind of boring. Here's another quick thing. Look in the bottom right of your screen. That guy has a gas mask on. I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe there's customizable like gas masks or something like that. Who knows? Also, if you look closely off the right side of the screen in a second here, you'll see there's a parachute. And also in a couple seconds you'll see a red glint on the screen. That's actually the laser from the enemy's gun attachment. We saw that in the alpha footage too. So here's what looks like, from what I can tell, is a Remotech wheelbarrow revolution. It's a ordnance disposal unit that soldiers or bomb squads will use to defuse bombs. From afar, it can be mounted with cameras and other kind of disposal units. It'll be interesting to see how that figures into the multiplayer. This looks like a UAV here. I thought the UAV was out in Battlefield 3, so I'm kind of disappointed about that, but we'll also see, look at the tank blows up, and then if you look on the top right, the kill feed, it shows that 3 people died, so I'm assuming there is 3 seats in that tank. So that's kind of cool. Instead of just having to walk, you know, you can jump in a tank at least. Here's a close-up shot of the flanker. You see 4 missiles on there. However, we only saw 2 available in the Super Hornet, but I'm sure those are just for looks or something, I don't know. You can see some more flares being deployed here. It says IR flares, so that makes sense. So that's about all that DICE would let us see of the new map, but if you see anything else in the trailer that you thought was interesting or that I didn't cover, just post something in the comments, because I'm always looking to learn. I want to see, you know, all the new stuff that there is to see in Battlefield. I'm very excited for this game. Hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, later.